Hi, it's Dorothy Gilty with Racquanelli Creations on YouTube, and this is April 2026. What I'm doing today is the hashtag ABC April 2026 challenge. This has been organized by Margaret of Seven Plaza Creations and Tony at Crafty by Tony, and both of their links are below in the comments. And also there's a link to my giveaway, which is a journal, which you have until April 15th to enter to win. Okay? So this is actually yesterday, so I missed a day. I missed Wednesday's G Day on the ABC April challenge. Now, what we have is red letters are done by Margaret, and the blue letters are done by Tony. And Sundays, we have a day off. I had a bunch of doctor's appointments yesterday, so I just didn't get to it. So I want to get this filmed and up. Now, what do we have here? G is for guest check. So this is a guest check that, this is one of my Uwe's German restaurants, one of my favorite restaurants here in Colorado Springs. And I asked for some guest checks. I asked them what they did with the guest checks, and they said after the end of the day, they throw them away. So I asked them if they could save me some, and they saved me a bunch. So I am really having fun with these. This I have tea-dyed, and these dark spots are because I put rusty things in with the dye. So I think it made a beautiful, grungy guest check. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to do with this is put a flower on it, or I mean a napkin on it. And so to do this, the first step is going to be the first step was to pick out the image I wanted from the napkin, but I need to separate it. Now there's usually at least 2 and sometimes 3 liners on these napkins. So I think there's one more on this one. So let me see if I can. Sometimes they'll separate if you rub your fingernail over the edge, and I can see that there is 2. Okay. The liner right underneath the image is kind of fun, because sometimes it picks up some of the colors and kind of a shadow image of what's on there. Yes, this one has that. So that can be fun to use too. Now, this is torn. And so I want this straight edge to go over on right by this edge. And that'll help strengthen that edge on this. So, I'm going to take, now what I've done is, this is Elmer's glue that I've watered down a little bit. You can use Mod Podge. You can use, a lot of times I just use a, let me put this down. This is, stops things from sticking sometimes when I'm gluing. So a lot of times I'll just use a glue stick. Okay, I'm putting this around here, around the edge of this, but I'm going to put glue over this too. Now this, one of the reasons I don't use the Elmer's glue more often is because it is a water-based glue, and so it will wrinkle the page. This has already been in water, so it's already wrinkled, so it really doesn't matter here. Now, another thing that I like to do as I go along, I don't mind if I get some wrinkles in it, generally speaking. I think it just adds texture to it, okay? But if you are worried about that, you need to be more careful than I am about putting the napkins down. But here we go. I didn't think about this, but this actually needs to dry. So when I want to do something and I have something wet, one of the things that I like to do is just take a piece of paper and put over it. So you could add more things to this if you wanted to. I like the looks of Guest Check, so I'm kind of okay with this. Now, but what I want to do with this is I want to, fold this up to make a pocket at the bottom. And so one of the things, I like the pockets to be a little deeper. When this dries, I'll be putting glue on the side to take this up. But meanwhile, I'm going to add some things to the pocket that flips up. So I have these were by, I don't know who they were by. I found these in my stash, and I unfortunately did not label who they're from. So, but I'm just going to add a little bit of decorations to this. This comes from a music page, and this pink is kind of stamped down here at the bottom. It's a little bit faint. It's not dark enough to be a real a real good design, but as kind of a background, that stamping is kind of fun. And I'm just doing it to help reinforce the edge of this, and I'm making it a little bit taller. Okay, so here I've got the glue on that, and then I can put this on. So again, I'm making it a little bit taller so it'll hold. Oh, whoops. Need to be careful of where I put the glue. I started to put it along the top, and this is actually going to stick up. So I just rubbed it off there a little bit. So we'll add that there. Okay, and then we'll add a sticker. I did get it out. I have this little book of stickers, and they are going fast. Then I'm just going to add a few flowers to this. Flower stickers. And here is, let's do this. Okay, that's all I'm going to do to this. I think this is going to be so pretty when it's done with these beautiful images and everything. Now, one of the things that you can do if you're worried about things, you've gotten wet glue, is just to put it between some pages. I tend to put it right underneath my mat here, so I don't forget about it. But I put it between the wax paper so it doesn't stick to anything. And then I stick it underneath my mat, and it will dry. And it'll be gorgeous when it's dried, okay? I need to make sure I rinse out my brush and clean up my mess here, and I am done. So thank you very much. Thank you, Margaret and Tony, for the challenge, and thank you guys for coming. G is for Guest Check, and it's also for the fact that I'm grateful for all of you.